Hello mates, beauties, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a fall high-end get ready with me. So I'm going to be using all products that are really high-end, very expensive from Sephora, and I'm going to be trying to create a fall look using some of these products. So if you guys like these types of videos, be sure to give this one a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe because I do upload every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So let's go ahead, hop in. I am going to do my foundation first just because I do have a very damp beauty blender, and we all know that once your beauty blender becomes dry, it's just a problem. And you have to run to the sink. It's too much work. So I'm going to do it while it's damp. So first I'm going to be going in with the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer Water. I do really like this primer water. I feel like it hydrates my skin before makeup, but it is pretty expensive. Ergo, I'm trying to save with the little amount that I have left. I feel like ever since fall hit, I'm just like in the mood for makeup. You know, I'm going to be taking the Dr. Brandt Pores No More primer. This is a great pore refining primer and it smooths out your skin and makes it look super nice. But the thing is it's in a pump and I am starting to run out. I have very little left of this. It's probably going to be in an empties video soon, but this smooths out your skin like nothing else. I don't have another primer that does exactly this. It does provide a little bit of coverage to the skin while smoothing, blurring, filling in your pores. It's just really nice. But this is probably the most expensive primer other than the Tatcha one. I could have used that in this video, but this is another really, really expensive primer. All right, for foundation, I'm gonna take the Hourglass Vanish Stick Foundation. When I think high end, I think of this foundation. It is shaped in this little triangle type thing, and a little does go a long way. So I'm going to take this IT Cosmetics Loves the Foundation Brush. Again, a pretty high-end product. This is like the most expensive brush I own. And this just blends so nicely. It looks so skin-like. It also doesn't last the best on oily skins. So I noticed that maybe 7-8 hours into the day, my foundation definitely does start wearing off and looking a bit oily. So if you have oily skin, just keep that in mind. This would not be like the perfect foundation for oily skin, but I do make it work when I use a more mattifying, pore filling primer. And this just smooths onto the skin so nicely. One thing I'm not a fan of, and maybe I'll try it with a beauty blender today, is like how it looks on my nose. Because I feel like whenever I apply, yeah, no, that's not good. Whenever I apply this type of foundation, like a stick foundation, to my nose and blend it out with the brush, it always looks a little bit heavy, but the sponge just kind of takes away the product. So I don't really know the best way to do this. So I just try my hardest to like figure it out. And I try and just kind of tap instead of blend like this. I just tap it into my nose and that seems to work pretty well for me. I love this foundation because it makes my skin look so natural. Like this does not look like a heavy foundation on the skin. It sits very nicely. It actually sinks into the skin, whereas a lot of stick foundations don't. They just kind of sit on top of your skin and don't look that great. So I can see the hype around this. It sits like the best on my skin out of every stick foundation I have tried. It's just so expensive. All right, now that the foundation, ooh, I just threw the cap. Now that my foundation's on, I'm going to go in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer. I do have the mini size because the full size is one of the most expensive concealers I've ever seen. It's like $29 for the full size. This was $11. So I really, really like the mini and it goes a very long way. Like you don't need a lot of product, but I don't know. I'm trying to find a drugstore version. I love this concealer for many reasons, but a big reason why I love it is because it does not crease on me. It looks the most natural and flawless underneath my eyes compared to some other ones. Like my under eyes usually crease with concealer, but this one just sits on it so nicely, looks so youthful and pretty. Nothing beats this concealer, basically. I'm gonna set everything down with the Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Skin Blurring Powder. Love this powder. I am hesitating purchasing more. Not hesitating, I'm waiting to purchase more until I get down to like the very, very, very last little bit because this is an expensive powder, but oh my gosh, I have never used a powder that is so beautiful. It makes my skin super matte. It blurs my pores. It makes my skin look so soft and flawless. So I love this powder. I also can use it on days where I want lighter makeup and I don't put a liquid foundation on. I just use this all over my skin. Provides a lot of good coverage. If you have oily skin, this is just awesome. This never looks heavy or cakey no matter how much you apply. So good. And I love that it's a compact, so you can actually like apply it at home and then take it with you in your purse or something. Or if you're living that life and you can afford having 2 of them, you could put one in your purse and take it with you. For bronzer, I'm gonna take the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Bronzer in the shade Luminous Bronze Light. This is so expensive. I don't use it very often because it's so expensive, and it's really, really good. It's like a nice neutral warm tone. It's not too ashy, it's not too warm. It's the perfect in between, and as you can see in the pan, it's got this like little swirl going on. Blends out really nicely. It is pretty pigmented though, so you do have to be a little careful with it. I do actually plan on doing a drugstore version of this video, like a fall look using only drugstore, because I think it's only fair. Not everyone has the budget to purchase everything from Sephora, and myself included. I really, really love the drugstore, and I think there's so many great options there that are often overlooked because they don't have the packaging, they don't have the marketing to promote the product like they would if they were in Sephora. I think that sometimes they get missed even though they're really, really good, and there are some duds for sure at the drugstore, but there are some really, really good products as well. So I do plan to do a video on that, but give this video a thumbs up if you want me to do that, just to let me know, or like comment down below letting me know if that's something you would like to see. For blush, I'm taking this BECCA mineral blush in the shade Songbird. I love this for fall. It's that mauve-y, almost like warm terracotta color. It's so pretty. It's very pigmented. I like that it adds a little bit of shine to my cheeks where normally I have like the rest of my face is pretty matte. And for highlight, I'm gonna take the BECCA Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Moonstone and mix it with the one that's called Opal. I really love both of these shades. As you can see, this one's definitely for darker skin tones, this one's for fairer skin tones, but I wanna see what it looks like if we mix them together, because this is one of the most expensive highlights that I have. It's very good. You don't need a lot of product. It is very pigmented, and it's lasted me forever. I've had these for years. All right, so there's Moonstone on its own. I'm gonna take the shade Opal and add a little bit on top. And I like these highlights because they're very wet looking and natural at the same time. Like, they're not going to emphasize texture on your cheeks. They're not gonna look like too intense like some highlights do. I'm gonna take it down my nose, on the tip of my nose, and then on my Cupid's bow as well. I'm gonna see you guys a little bit closer and we'll get to actually playing with some of the eyeshadow palettes that I have. Wow, my skin looks so nice right now. So natural, so flawless. Maybe this is a combination I'll use in the future. Because I ran out of my Anastasia Brow Wiz, I'm gonna take the Dipbrow in the shade Soft Brown. Haven't used this in years. Hopefully it's still good. I wonder. And I'm gonna take it on her little Precise brow pencil brush. It's like a double-sided little brush. This is perfect if you are applying a brow pomade. I need to do my brows. What is happening here? Let's see if this still works. So I think over time it does dry out. Oh, okay, it definitely does work. And I haven't used a brow pomade in so long. I got so used to just using pencils. Maybe tonight before I go to bed, I'm gonna fix this situation because it's just not a good one. I forgot how quick pomades were. Like, pencils are great and I love pencils and I think they look really natural, but this is like going on really fast. I would say the little arch right here that I'm trying to make in my brow is a little easier with a pencil. I'm shocked that this still has anything in it, considering it's been years. Oh no! Good thing I haven't applied eyeshadow primer yet. Wow, I might be using pomades more often. This is going on really nicely. Eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna take the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. This is very expensive. I think I'm gonna try to start using concealer to prep my eyes, because I know Kathleen Lights did a video not that long ago comparing something like an eyeshadow primer that is geared just towards that versus using concealer. And I thought that was actually a good idea because it's helpful to see the difference. You don't really know if you're overpaying for a product like this until you have tried it using something that you already have and own and you use anyway, which is a concealer. So I think I'm gonna try out a concealer in comparison to this and just see. Because my thing is, I feel like they all apply pretty decently using either an eyeshadow base or a concealer. But my thing is like the longevity. I feel like when I use a concealer, it doesn't stay looking nice. It always creases and smudges off and just doesn't stay as long. And I'm setting that down with the same Makeup Forever powder. When I use this NARS eyeshadow base, my eyeshadow is good to go for days, you guys. For eyeshadows, I picked two different palettes. I have the Anastasia Norvina palette, and then I also have the Kat Von D Shade and Light Eye palette. I have not used this in such a long time, so I think I'm going to. Oh, I forgot to, oh. I grabbed this. This is the Anastasia Brow Wiz, but I don't need it because it's a brow pomade. My idea around today's look is to use these 3 shades in the Norvina palette in my crease areas and then top it off on my lid with like one of these shades in the corner right here. So I'm going to take a fluffy brush and start putting the shade Eccentric from the Norvina palette. It's this right here. Start putting this into the crease. My left eye is always never as easy to blend out than my right. I don't know what it is. I can't get over how good my face looks. I just really, really like all of the combination of products that I use today. Next, I'm gonna take the shade Volatile. It's like this dark gray shade. Start building this up in my outer V. Going for like a grungy fall look. I think I might drag it into the inner corner as well. Kind of create that like halo type deal. I'm gonna take the crease brush that we went in first and just kind of blend out the edges. I'm gonna take a denser brush and take the shade Passion right here. Smudge it kind of, I'm not really sure where, but we're just gonna play with it in the outer V, it looks like. That's what's happening. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of taking it in the outer V and then dragging it towards the center of my eye and like putting it, like dragging it into the crease a little bit. And I'm taking the brush we went in with originally and just blending out the edges. I don't know, looks kind of cool. And then I'm gonna take maybe this shade in the Kat Von D palette. I don't know, let's try it. It's very dark. I'm kind of putting that right in the center of my eye. Kind of hard to see it. Maybe like blends in too much. I don't know. Blending out the edges. All right, I actually like really love this eye look. It started out weird and it ended kind of weird, but I think we got it somewhere. And instead of a halo eye, it's just turned into this weird kind of thing, but it's fine. Trying to make sure we didn't lose any of the red. It's on the center of the eye. Sure, okay. All right, let's do the lower lash line. I think I'm going to take the shade Passion in the Anastasia palette on a definer brush. Put that all the way on my lower lash line, dragging it in. I'm making a smoky eye. Then I'm gonna take a pencil brush with the shade Eccentric right here and smudge that out. I don't know, I kind of look like a fall vampire, you know? I mean, like normally I don't do these grungy looks, but who cares? Like, I'm gonna try it, okay? I'm gonna go upstairs and Chris is gonna be like, what did you do? I'm gonna try to see if this Marc Jacobs eyeliner works. We'll see. It's kind of dried out, but not really. I got it to work. I'm gonna put this in my waterline. Nope, doesn't work. All right, I'm gonna take this Tarteist double take eyeliner and put this in my waterline instead. My mom gave this to me. She said she didn't like it. This is what it looks like. I think one side is an eyeliner. Oh yeah, one side is a liquid liner and one side is a regular black eyeliner. Whoa, it's really black. I think I need some kind of darker black shade. I might take the shade Volatile right here on the same definer brush and put that, like, just smudge it out a little bit more to help with the really black eyeliner that I just put. Putting it really close to the waterline. I don't know, it feels like I just need a darker shade right up against the waterline. And maybe I'll just smudge it. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna smudge this underneath a little bit. Yeah, that looks better smudged. I've never smudged an eyeliner before. And I'm taking pencil brush, just kind of going back and forth on it. And I'm going to do the same thing on this side and smudge it out with the pencil brush. This is so fun. I've never done a look like this. Now time for mascara. I'm gonna take my regular LashBlast Fusion Mascara. And in case you guys are wondering, I do use the CoverGirl LashBlast Fusion Mascara. I don't have a super high-end one just because I don't believe in really high-end mascaras. I don't think that they're worth the money. And if you're repurchasing them every month, like think about how expensive that would be over time. And this one is just the best one that I've found that I really do like. And it just happens to be from the drugstore, so that's super cool, and it just provides a really good curl and lift and like lengthens and volumizes and everything you want for lashes. Okay, I think I've applied enough mascara. I applied it to the top and bottom lashes. For lips, I'm gonna be taking the NARS Audacious lipstick in the shade Anita. I figured something super bold required more of a nude lip. So this is what the shade of this one looks like. It's really pretty, but I hate that it's like lost its tip. So like it's harder to apply. This is definitely more pink than I was going for. On top of that, I'm gonna apply the Laura Mercier lip glaze in the shade Bare Naked. I'm hoping this can neutralize this look out a little bit. Not really. It just made it super duper duper shiny, so that's fine. All right, you guys, this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this video. I actually am really happy with how this look turned out. I think if I picked more of a mauve-y type of lip shade, because I feel like this is a little bit more like summer, spring, because it's so pink and peachy, but I wanted to use a super duper high-end lipstick. This is like $30 something. It's crazy. And I think it evens out the eye look. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up the video here. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. I hope you had a wonderful day, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.